You talk a lot, but don't really listen to each other.
Oh my goodness. That is definitely all the talking and no one can hear what the other person or listening to what or trying even to understand, the other person.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and really the goal is that you forgot you missed the part about it's not just listening, because we
Mhm.
all, if you don't have a physical impairment, we know how to hear, okay?
Mhm.
So hearing
Mhm.
is not the issue.
Exactly.
Listening, or the other word that I like to use, is understand.
Yeah.
When we stop listening, we stop trying to understand. And that was really the issue with me. I needed to start listening and focusing on understanding what my wife's concerns were so that we could find that bridge and that common ground to resolve our issues. But when this warning sign is that, yeah, we're talking, but we're not really listening. And if
Mhm.
you find yourself, or if you are constantly repeating yourself, or if your spouse is always repeating him or herself, guess
Mhm.
what? That means you're not understanding. You're not
Yeah,
really
exactly.
listening. You're just talking.
Yeah. So true.
All right. Number four, you feel disconnected from
Mm.
each other. Yeah, and disconnection can look a lot, like we're just not as close as we used to, or it seems like we're drifting apart, or it
Mhm.
seems like, we're just not on the same page. I hear people say that a lot. That we've got two different outlooks on life and two different ways of doing things. Well, you can blend those things together when there's listening and when there's connection. But if you feel like, yeah, we're just not connected like we used to be, that is a huge warning sign. That's number four.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Especially when you start to live separate lives, like the connection is gone. Like you're just living together in the same house or same space. You don't do anything together, you don't talk, there's nothing happening in on any level. Yeah, there's definitely a disconnection for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Number five, you seem to never agree about anything.
Mm,
That's a huge warning sign.
yeah.
It's like she can say the grass is green and you're saying, well, not really. You ever do that? Or you ever
Yeah.
heard a couple do that? It's like they pick at the stupidest little details. Well, the sky's blue. Yeah, but it's also kind of cloudy. There's just this sense that I have to constantly correct my spouse because they're not correct and I need to correct them. If that's happening, that's a huge warning sign. Why? Because you're just not letting the little stuff go. Like, who cares? Yeah, I understand the grass isn't perfectly green. There's a few little brown spots in it, but don't make a big deal of it. And when you find yourself doing that, that is a warning sign that
Yeah,
that you need some help and that things aren't
exactly.
going well.
And I think too, when it's like deliberate, like if he says the sky is blue and you are because it says the sky is blue, or she says the sky is blue, you have to say, no, it's not blue, it's actually greenish. You know what I mean? Like being deliberate, being like intentionally trying to pick an argument or trying to disagree. I've seen that happen
Exactly.
too. Hmm.
Yeah, and it all comes because you're hurt,
Yeah.
you don't feel listened to or understood. And so it's just this thing inside of us. I think in some ways it's a defense mechanism, that
Hmm.
we're pushing back on every little, thing that doesn't really matter. It's
Yeah.
okay to disagree. It's okay to have two different perspectives.